Hey, good morning, guys. Sunday morning. Pete from Iconic Day Trading. Hope you guys are doing well. Decided to work on this webinar a little bit early today. Well, I have some thoughts in my head, and I'm going to break it up. As always, I have no agenda. Just going to talk, and again, let you guys know about my observations from the room, what I see that's working, what I see that I still need to work on, and some differences in trading styles that I need to clarify for the room, and especially for the newer traders. Because what this room is all about is about taking traders that have been burnt or have lost a lot of money or have been taught wrong, and taking them in from a consistently red days and to be consistent and have green days. And you can't do that by 30-40 cent trades. Okay, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that down the road. I'm saying right now, for the new guys, I don't want you doing that. That's not what my room is about. Okay. For the ones that are ready for that, and obviously I do have some that do that, by all means go for it. But for the new traders, that's not where you're going to make your money. Okay, I don't want you focusing on those trades. I want you to focus on trading the trend, going for the points. Okay, you know, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was tough, man. There was so many points. I was just calling, and I wanted to nail them. And you guys know I haven't been trading past couple weeks, but it's just the market's getting back to its ebb and flow, and I'm able to see it crystal clear for the most part. So, most of the guys that do the scalps and look for the tops and the pullbacks and the 30, 40, 50 cents, that's great. Okay, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But they're also, I would like to think they're also trading the other way and catching the meat of the move. But I know some of them aren't, and that's just their trading style. So I repeat, being that this is my room and my job, you guys pay me to teach you how to trade. I don't want you trading like that yet. Okay? We have to focus on capturing points, not cents. The cents are great when there's nothing else out there. Nothing wrong with scalping. But if you can't catch points, how the hell are you going to catch pennies? Okay? So, that being said, I'm going to think about some things. Maybe make some changes in January, all for the better, because this room is constantly evolving. Constantly getting more talent in here. I love the communication as long as it's kept on target and we stay on track and we don't get carried away. I don't need any further explanations, and just say what you did and why you did it. And I don't need to say, well, this could happen and that could happen. We don't need that. Let's just keep it short, concise, and if the traders have any questions, just pop in and we'll answer it. Thursday and Friday was kind of chatty in the room for me. A little too chatty. But like I said, as long as we're talking about stocks and our entries and exits, that's fine. But I do not want traders to start playing against the trend, looking for the pullbacks, okay, looking for the lower day bounces, and be excited because you nailed a quarter. Okay, that's not trading. It's scalping. And that's not going to give you the life that you want or that you deserve, okay, or that you're after, okay? So that being said, I'm just going to start with some old charts for some newer traders, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an overview of the patterns that I trade and that the room trades that yield points. And it's not hard. It's just patterns and pattern recognition. That's all we do in this room, okay? And it's all moving averages. It's all VWAP. It's previous day close, volume, price action, level 2. That's it. There is no magic formula, okay? You go to college to learn to be, whatever. Or I should say you go to med school, learn to be a doctor. Go to law school, learn to be a lawyer. You have to learn how to trade. It really, it's kind of astonishing to me that people just come into this industry where you're up against the best of the best of the best. And people have zero experience and think that you can just take friggin' thousands of dollars a day out of the market. It's just the most absurd thing that I can think of. You want to be the best, you got to pay your dues, put your time in, have a passion, and really go for constant improvement 24/7. That's what you have to do. You have a rough spot, you take some time off, you regroup, you figure out what you're doing wrong. I know exactly the traders I have in this room that are doing their trade reviews, okay, that are actually watching the webinars, taking notes, implementing them, taking my trades, and making progress. Okay, you got a great email from another trader. And this is the transition, guys. You go from constantly losing, okay, constantly. Then you stop losing so much, and occasionally you have a green day. Then you start having more green days, okay, but you're still losing. Then what's going to happen, you're going to get to a point where you're almost at break even. Then you get to a point that you're breaking even. And that is the point where I want to get you guys. Because once you're there, okay? Once you're at the break-even point, plus or minus commissions, you guys are done with the hard part, man. The hard shit's done. You're ready to be green. You just got to execute. And you cannot hesitate on the execution. Okay? If you don't have a list of your setups and what you look for on your setups on your computer, and you hesitate on taking a trade, put a list in front of you. Scan it real quick, know it inside and out, go through the time frames, and pull the frickin' trigger. You can't hesitate, okay? But it's important that we go through the time frames, because we saved a lot of money this week by checking different time frames, as always. We would have got stopped out in a lot of trades if we don't check the weekly, daily, 60-30. We got to check all the time frames to look for the support and resistance. And again, to reiterate, those upper and lower deviation bands for the VWAP, those things are money. I should be ready to go. I'm hoping by Tuesday, and I just got to figure out how to get that implemented, because I am not trading without those bands. Those bands are friggin' phenomenal. It just takes my methods and it just like solidifies it to make me probably as confident as I am as a trader, probably twice as much. So I'm really excited about going forward. So anyway, I'm gonna go over some chart reviews, some patterns, what I look for, what I want you to look for in your charts and patterns. And then I'm going to talk about a little bit of our emotional state when we trade. I'm still telling you, I think that's half of the room's problem, is the emotional damage that's been done by, let's say, other chat rooms, other traders, and just the lack of follow through on the promises that people promise you that they're going to make you, thousands of dollars or teach you how to trade, and all they do is just freaking burn you, ruin your life for 6 months to a year, sometimes longer. And all you're trying to do is learn. You're just trying to learn a craft, man. So if you don't think that's emotional damaging, it is, because you lose people's trust, you carry around resentment, you can't forgive. Well, I can't forgive. I have a problem forgiving. That's just my own personal thing. But you have to get over it because the only ones you're hurting are yourself. Okay? These guys who screwed you and just wanted yourself your subscription fees, they're not thinking twice about you guys. They are not giving you a second thought. So why are you? Let it go, move on, let's start making some money, okay? But when I get into the emotional shit, and excuse my language, guys, I do, you guys know, every now and then I'll curse, and it happens. But I can't stress enough how important your trading emotions are to what we do, okay? It's more important to have the right state of mind than it is to be able to look and call out plays. I can call plays all day long. That's just through screen time, okay? It's the execution and trade management is where the emotional side of it comes in. You know, a couple months ago, I had a horrific day. Well, some of you guys are in the room and some of you guys weren't. And I knew I should have been trading that day because I had my back procedure coming up and everything else. And, you know, everyone has their holy shit day, like your amount of money that, okay, this is my stop loss for the day. You know, and mine, you know, for me, it's a decent amount. And I went 3 times over that. Okay? And I'm like, what the hell did I just do? Like, what was I thinking? And I was up all night, like, who was that guy who just freaking did that? Because that was not me. And then I started thinking about all the shit I got on my plate. And it was all emotional drama that just totally took me off my game. And if you're off your game, someone's going to take your freaking money in a heartbeat. So when I get on to these little, you know, motivational videos that I constantly stress on to you guys, you know, the Eric Thomases, Les Brown, all on YouTube. You know, the little quotes I'm going to tell you today from this book called "You're a Badass" by Jen Sincero. You know, I just got this last week. It's the 3rd time I'm reading it. I can't tell you how much of this book relates to me. Okay, and I'm, without sounding cocky, I'm a pretty damn good trader most of the time. And this book is just going to make me better. There's no doubt about it. Because you can never be good enough. If you're happy and satisfied with where you are right now as a trader, then you reached your limit. You have to take a step out of your comfort zone and stay there. And keep on working out of your comfort zone until you frickin' kick the shit out of it. Simple as that. If you can't be comfortable outside your comfort zone, you're not going to grow and you're not going to have the life that you deserve. Okay? And it starts in your mind. It starts in your subconscious mind. Okay? It's very important that you take a look at yourself. Take a look at your self-imposed limitations. That's all they are. It's all your subconscious. It's self-imposed. You know, if it's a feeling of not being worthy, a feeling of, you know, oh, I don't deserve this money, or whatever it is. You know, some shit from childhood which says, you know, your parents said you'll never be good enough or you're never going to make it as a trader. You know, F that. That's garbage. That's all excuses that's in your mind. You control your mind. Okay? And once you understand that, and once you know that there is nothing that you can't do if you want it bad enough, okay, that's when you're going to say, wow, what the hell was I thinking? Who was that person a year ago? And look at me now. What the hell was I so concerned about? What was holding me back? I'm telling you what's holding you back. It's your mind. Every one of you deserves to be a successful person. You guys deserve to be a successful trader. You just got to pay your dues and work on yourself as a person, as a trader, and as a straight up human being. Your life has to be filled with gratitude for everything. There is no time for negativity. Negativity just draws more negativity. Okay? We had a little issue with that, a couple months back in the room. All right? Everything needs to be positive. Once you start sending out those positive vibes, that's what's going to get you going. Okay? So you have to believe in yourself. You have to break through yourself. You got to examine yourself. Spend the $20, buy this You Are a Badass book, and highlight everything that you feel that it has an effect on you. And I would have no problem, guys, like taking a Sunday afternoon or whenever, Sunday after, well, not after close, maybe some night this week, or whenever the hell we decide to do it, and go through this book together and say, hey, this is my problem. Okay, in the book, this is what relates to me. And you can say, hey, well, this is what relates to me. And together, we'll know what our strengths and weaknesses are from the emotional standpoint of trading. Because at this point, most of you that are in the room, most of you should be through the progression. Okay, and if you're still not almost breaking even by now, then you're trading too much, okay, over trading, you're trading the wrong stocks, and you're not trading the setups. I mean, it's as simple as that. If you would just take 3 or 4 of my calls a day, 2 of them, you get stopped out, the other 2 work out, you'll make 4 or 5 points. 1,000 shares, do the math. 500 shares, do the math. You only need to make a couple $100 a day just to get going. And that can be so easy if you have the right mindset. But if you come in, you want to kill it every single day, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I have a trader, that went from being, a losing trader to doing the homework, studying his ass off, doing the work, on the emotional side, kicking ass, now having a little bit of a setback. So what's he doing now? He's going back and re-examining. Okay, there's something else that I got to revisit. And that's the work that you guys got to do. You just can't show up to the market 10 minutes before open and expect to make thousands of dollars. Okay? I had a trader on Friday, who I talked to maybe, I don't know, maybe once a month, whatever, give or take. I'll spend an hour and a half, whatever I can with him, going over charts. I mean, you'd be surprised how much that helps. And I have no problem doing it. None. Because by no means, guys, I mean, I don't love you guys. Like, I love you guys. I love having you in my room. Okay? Each and every one of you guys, to me, we're like a little Ohana. We are like a little family. My room is always going to be small. By no means is this ever going to be a profit center for me. And I don't want it to be. I just want to help pay it forward. And you guys know that. But to do that, you got to start by helping yourself. Okay? And helping yourself is looking at the emotional stuff. And if you can't look inside at the emotional stuff and deal with your emotional trading demons, or even your emotional demons without even having trading involved, then I hate to say this, but you're not going to make it. You're not. Because some of you have been at this for years. I know some of you have lost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it's just not clicking. Okay? So the reason why it's not clicking, okay, it's one of 2 things, or a combination thereof. You haven't been taught right, okay, or there's something within you that's preventing you from being successful. If it's fear of success, whatever the hell it is. But I am telling you, every one of you deserves to have the life you want. And you can have it if you believe it. You have to believe in yourself. So enough of the preaching, but I hope it sinks in, because when I say it's vital to your success as a trader, I could not believe in anything stronger than I believe in that statement. It will make you or break you. Okay? And before you run out of money, because everyone has to have an ante to trade, before you run out of your antes and you're still losing, take a look at your emotional side. Okay? And I'm going to cover another book in here. And I personally don't care. I get some of my information out of books because it's making me a better trader. And if it's making me a better trader, I know it's going to make you a better trader. So, you guys just got to believe. Just got to believe you're in the right place. You're on the right track. Stop the overtrading. Stop looking for the tops. Stop looking for the 20, 30-cent trades. It's bullshit. That's not what I want you to do. We want points. Okay? Plain and simple. And I know you do too. Okay? We're not trying to guess where the top is, or guess where the bottom is. And most of the time it'll work out for certain traders, but that's not trading, guys. We're not here for that. We're here for points. So focus on that. Find the traders in here that have your style and focus on how they trade. And like I said last time, with just the calls that I was fortunate enough to find Wednesday through Friday, you guys would have had a hell of a week. So if it's just me that you want to focus on, and even though I trade some expensive stocks, which I'm still trying to find some inexpensive stocks, just trade 50 shares, 10 shares until you get comfortable. You don't need to be trading, 1,000 shares of AGN, 300 grand. You don't need to be doing that. Or Chipotle. You take 10 shares of Chipotle, the thing moves $30. It's $300. It's not bad for a day. So anyway, enough. Let's move on. Some of these charts, like I said, are old. I maybe have like 2 or 3 recent ones, but most importantly here, guys, is the methods. So my older traders know these, but still pay attention, because the more you see it, the more it's just going to be implanted in your brain. This is a beautiful, beautiful descending pennant flag that I love. I love this pattern. Okay, so you can see this thing, this Monsanto, gap down in the morning. Okay, nice big candle. Came down, followed by this beautiful candle. Took out the low, recovered it. Okay, came up, recovered VWAP, and it went up. It tested the 20. 1, 2, 3 times. It almost tested the 15 and failed. So we started watching around here. Started settling here around VWAP. You have the 920 moving average cross right here. Oh, shit, I'm over here. How's that? You see my cursor now? Okay. Right here. Broke VWAP. You got the 920 moving average cross. That is my golden signal. 9 times out of 10. You have the increase in volume. That's my number 2 confirmation. Okay. You got right here. Came down, a retest of VWAP and failed with a red doji. Boom. 3rd confirmation. Okay. This was the short right here. Around 110.50 was the short on this. You had this descending pennant breakdown. You had a VWAP failure, moving average cross, fade all the way down. I was so late to this game. I shorted it here. It went against me. It went up. It breached the 9. I doubled size. I knew it was going to come back down. And then I covered here, and I missed this big wash. But on this whole thing right here, this whole 9-period moving average, never breached it once. Okay, I really should have kept my size, even though it was pretty big with this nice add up here. I left 2.5 point. I'm going to say 2 points on the table here, but really the ideal short, 110.50 down to 107.80. So a beautiful almost 3-point trade. Simple. And look at the candles. They're almost all red. They all stayed below the 9-period moving average. Never had a reason to get out, ever. So that is one of my favorite patterns. It's just lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Moving average cross, followed by the volume, followed by a retest of VWAP, which failed. Boom, you're in short. There's one. This is long. I love playing these gap ups in the morning. It's been kind of strange because a lot of the gap ups have been holding recently. Usually the gap up on the fluff and all the BS promo just fade. Anyway, I was watching this long, waiting to take it short. Called the short here at 26. I actually took it short here. The short was up here around 9 o'clock. Should have shorted it here. Used the pre-market high as my stop because we had the moving average cross. Okay. Then you had the break. You had the retest that failed. So really, 27.50 area should have been my entry. But that's okay. I got in at 26. Came down. Tested the 50. I covered some there. Shorted some more here. Took some off here. Shorted here. Took some off there. Thing that I should have done, only thing different on this trade, you see, it just was a perfect fade. All the way down to the 200. All the way down to the 200. Okay, so this is why I love on the note board in the morning, gap up, look for possible short setup. This is what I'm talking about. All right, this is just a perfect trade. So there's two things that I am working on, which really should double my weekly take. Is instead of covering, I need to start adding. Because at no point in this trade did it tell me to take anything off the table. But that being said, my starter is usually 1,000 shares. Okay? So when I'm up a point or two, I will take half of it off and put some in the bank to give me a cushion. But then, if it continues, I got to start adding and start building my position back up again. Instead of just scaling out. If the move's continuing with the volume, there's no reason why that I should not be adding. And the other thing that I'm working on is catching both sides of the move. Because after this came down and this hit the 200, I do believe you got a nice snap back up to 24 area. Okay? So again, we had the moving average cross. This was my ideal short. Moving average cross. Your risk would have been the pre-market high. This is where we should have entered it. I was a point late, but we still made it from 26 down to 22.50. 22. I'll call it 22.50, 22.21, whatever. Nice 3.5, 4-point trade right out of the gate. Just a beautiful trade. And it never broke the 9. And when you guys, hopefully you guys got that Essential Trading for Life by Velez, you guys know this 9 is really all you need. Okay, you combine it with my other indicators. It's all you need. All the rest is just sitting on your frickin' hands and letting the trade pay you. That's all it is. And believe me, it's hard for me too. I mean, look, this trade was a nice trade for me. Okay, very nice trade for me. But I could have doubled it if I just played it differently. But I also got to understand, or you have to understand, that when I first started this room, a few months back, it was very hard for me to trade with probably more than 500 shares and talk to you at the same time. So I'm still not at my normal share size because it's still hard. I mean, trading and talking and trying to explain It's actually helping me become a better trader, but it's hard, man. I mean, it's hard. And I want to get back to trading my normal size. But I don't want to get myself into a jam where I can't help you guys out if I'm watching a 5,000 share position in Netflix or whatever. Because when I'm in when I'm in a trade big, most of you guys know this by now that have been in the room. All you hear is me breathing. I will not say a word. I just shut down and I'm watching my charts. And I can't do that. As a leader of this chat room, I cannot do that. So Netflix, again, the beautiful short was right here. Okay, moving average cross. Okay, it's pre-market. Okay, that was one beautiful short. Okay, of course, I caught the tail end of it here. Never gave me a reason to cover. I should have added here, covered here, but that's okay. I call it a tiny, tiny little scalp here. But this is up because you can see how important this 654 level was. Okay, you got once, twice, and right here, the little hammer, followed by this candle, followed by the moving average cross. That is your signal to go long. Right here. Okay, you got higher lows, you got bullish candles, you got the 920 cross, the 9 period is holding now. You got a breach of the 50. This is a long, right here. Okay, the aggressive trader, okay, or the more aggressive trader would have bought it down here because it's 654 held. So this was the initial aggressive buy. I like the confirmations. So this would have been my buy. Way late, still got 2 points out of it, but that's okay. But again, just a triple bottom. And for those that like to play the other side too, VWAP failed. VWAP failed. Okay? Then it came down, double bottom, take it all the way up. So that was a nice, simple trade. Again, simple pattern. That's all we look for. Let's see what else we got. Netflix. Let's see what that is. Okay, AEZS. This was a play of the week, as far as I'm concerned. When this first came out, I'm like, what the hell is up with this stock? Because it was up so much, and we found out it was like 5-to-1 or 7-to-1 reverse splits. Okay, so if you don't know how to play reverse splits, I'm gonna tell you how to play reverse splits. Usually, okay, and again, this is something that you have to wait for on the daily chart. Okay, daily, not intraday, daily. Okay, the stock will fade to where it came from, or at least get back 2/3 of where it came from. Because just because you're reducing the float doesn't mean shit to these shit-ass companies. And not all of them are garbage, but most of them are. So I called this one a short. As soon as I knew it was a split, I'm like, just short it and forget about it. Short it and forget about it. Because it's a garbage company for now. The reverse split, it doesn't deserve the valuation that it has. Just short it. And I know it was before 16 I said that. And as of this day, it was at 784. It might be in the 8s now. I don't know what it is, but the thing is still going down. So reverse splits, look for them to fade, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, they just don't last. They're just buying themselves time before they get delisted. That's all. Yes, are there times when they're legit and there's something else going on and they're trying to restructure? Absolutely. That's why you need to know the company. Okay? So this was a beautiful short. I think AP loaded up on it. And again, it was just a no-brainer. It was just a no-brainer. Because of the split, because of the stock, I called it out to the room several times. You need to be taking these trades. Okay? And if you're scared, if you're apprehensive to be taking some of these trades because you're unfamiliar with my trading style, just take 100 shares. Okay? Get outside that comfort zone. Okay? Because God knows not all my trades work out. Okay? I mean, it's just the way it is. Not all of them work out. but more of them work out than don't. That's why the points are important. Okay, if you're getting 30, 40 cents on a trade and losing dollars, you're going to be out of business in no time. Okay, so to me, the 30, 40 cent trades are just like gravy on my mashed potatoes. That's it. Nothing else going on, I'll look to scalp. But these big plays, these are all in, balls to the wall, big ass plays that you got to take advantage of. This is not a 100 share play, a 200 share play. This is, I'm short 1,000. Okay, next day, boom, I'm adding 2 grand. I'm adding 3 grand. I'm adding to this short as long as the daily chart tells me to. That's how you make your money as a trader. And you only need 1 or 2 of these kick-ass trades every month, which there are plenty of them, to give you the life that you need if you cut out the bullshit trades. And the bullshit trades are the unnecessary trades, playing the stocks that aren't in play, trying to anticipate moves that aren't giving you the signals, and just going off on your own and throwing darts at the wall. That's not what we do. And you know that, guys. So the more disciplined you are, you wait for these plays. Keep your capital free. Wait for the solid plays and just frickin' nail them. That's all you have to do. But you gotta stop with the FOMOs, the fear of missing out, or this, whatever the stock it is, KBIOs in play. I gotta play the stock that's in play. You want to wreck your account? Feel free, but you're not going to do it in my room. Okay? Please. Okay? Those stocks, with the experience that most of you have been through, they shouldn't even be on your screen. Yeah, are they exciting to watch? Are they exciting to play? Do they get your blood going? Absolutely. I'm with you on that, man. It's tough sitting on the sidelines when, you got the Super Bowl of trades going on right there. But in a blink of an eye, the thing can drop 4 points. And what's that going to do to your account? It's not worth it. Trade the stocks the professionals trade. And look for the patterns that the professionals play. Okay? If you don't think that the market makers are controlling this, AEZS, or the KBIOs and the AQXP of the world, you're out of your mind. They put the best market makers on these stocks. Okay, and I can't tell you how many times people got trapped in this AEZS looking for a rebound. Can't tell you how many times they made it look like it was going to break out and just snapped it. So play the right stocks. And like I said, if you're unfamiliar with my trading style, just take 100 shares. Just try it because it works. A few more. It's another old one, ZFGN. This is back before we had that new news. I think this was the first death that was reported. Way late to the short. I shorted at the 12. Bottom picked the cover at 11 just because of the volume. You see the volume right there? That's what I covered right there. Okay, so that nice 1 point trade. Even though it was like 4 points late, I still got a nice point out of it. Well, you can say what made me cover? What made me cover at the 11? Number 1, whole number. Number 2, the volume. So I think this came back up and then rejected again. But again, there's certain things that you have to look for. And this one, you would have seen my level 2. Level 2 would have started being all green. You saw the volume coming in. Tells you to cover. Take your money. Move on to the next stock. Let's see what else we got left here. We covered Netflix. We covered AEZS. Only got a couple more guys in this one to talk about some psychology stuff. All right, this was CACC. All right, the lessons that I want you guys to take away from this stock. You won't see this that often. Okay, I was stalking the stock the previous day waiting for a break. Didn't happen. It ramped up into the close. Okay, so when it opened up, let me see if I can see where it opened up. It's the only thing I like about these TOS charts. It's hard for me to see. I got everything up on levels. I got to stand most of the day. So anyway, I can't see where the prices are, if it gapped up or whatever. But up here, I was talking about, okay, I'm watching this for a break, watching this for a break, watching this for a break. Okay, but at the time, it was a 6-point spread. You know, like holy shit, or maybe even a 7-point spread. Okay, and the day before, the spread was $1 or $2. Okay, just because I was watching it all day, I was waiting for this break. The stock shouldn't have been up so much. So I was waiting for a snap. Snap didn't happen. But the spread was never $6-7. So the next day I had it back on radar. I'm like, man, this is a short. This is going to be a short. And I pull it up, look at the spread. I'm like, oh my God, huge ass spread. So why do you think the spread was so high? The spread was so high because the market makers want to keep people away. They want to make them scared. Okay? That's why the spread was so high. And then as soon as it snapped, I think it was, I don't know, say 10, 15, 20 point snap, the spread was back to $1, $1.50, a normal spread. So it's those little tells, okay, that you have to look for that tells you that something is going to happen. And having a stock that normally doesn't have a $6 spread, automatically having a $6 spread, they're trying to protect a move from happening. They were trying to prop the stock up, and it did not happen. It finally cracked. The spread shrank. It got down to a normal spread, and the thing faded like it should have. Yeah, would it have taken balls to short this thing with a $6 spread? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it would have been a $20,000 trade. So you willing to risk $6,000 and make 20? I know I would be. This is my 3-to-1. Okay, so that was my tell. On top of this being up the day before, not cracking, the fact that we had that huge ass spread, okay, those two alone told me that this thing was going to go. It was just a matter of time. Okay, would have taken it with that $6 spread? You know, full size? No, but I would have taken half size. And as soon as that spread starts shrinking, I would have went in full size because I knew what they were doing. Okay, and I wouldn't have known what they were doing until I saw the ask starting to decrease. And they just walked it down, and it was one hell of a call. Just wish that I could have taken it. So the lesson of this one, if you see something unordinary on a level 2, something is up. They're trying to keep you away from it. Okay? Keep that in mind. Very, very important. I think we only have one trade left, and that's the Baidu, which I missed the snap. So you can see Baidu here. Baidu, for those of you that don't know my past, they used to call me the Baidu Whisperer. I used to know the stock inside and out. I'm going to go back to doing that. You see it trading upper lower deviation bands. Then it started trading VWAP, upper band, VWAP, upper band. Scalp city all day long. You can just scalp. Okay? So here, this came down, rode down the lower deviation band really nicely. Came back up, broke VWAP. Then you got this consolidation. Especially with Baidu. When you see this consolidation, you're either going to get a pop or a snap. The longer the consolidation, the stronger the pop or the snap. Okay? You say, yeah, that's true with any stock, but yeah, you're right. But it's even more true with Baidu. So as soon as this broke, I would have went short. 213.50 is probably what it called it, or 213.40. Wait for it to break the VWAP. And at the time of this picture, it was 211. So simple 2 points. Simple 2 points just on a consolidation snap. That's all it was. Came down, broke, retest, which would have gave me more confidence that I was right. I just would have sat back and just let this thing fade. And it probably faded down to here, because you always look to the left to find out where the support and resistance was. It probably came down to 210. So again, a simple pattern, simple breakout. Nothing, there's no magic formula, guys. It's just knowing what to look for and taking advantage of it and staying away from the garbage trades. That's all it is. All right, so going back to you want to be a badass. Just a couple things that I want to read to you, and then we'll go into this. Probably my next one, I'll go into this a little more heavy, because I don't know about you, but there are times when I feel that I'm unstoppable. I feel that there's nothing I can't do. I feel that on any given day I can take as much money out of the market as I can. And then I'll wake up the next day, I'll feel like shit. I'm like, man, what's wrong with me today? You know, can't even make $200-400, you know. And there's the difference in the personality, in the vibe that you're giving out, you know, and that you're receiving from the universe. Okay, and you can say, okay, that's just crap. I don't care if you think this is corny or not. I'm suggesting that you listen. Okay, so, and then some of you, you know, you might have everything you ever wanted, but for some reason you still feel unfulfilled. Okay, so for me, why I got into trading, because it makes me happy. It gives me passion. It makes me feel alive. Okay. The problem is, a lot of you feel that you don't deserve to have the money, or you know you're going to be too greedy, greedy egomaniac. Once you get the money, there's something that's preventing you from having it, or you know your mom and dad think you should be doing something else and you're wasting your time. All that shit weighs on you in a negative way, and you just can't pay attention to it. You have to believe in yourself. You got to believe in what you're doing and forget about everybody else. You need to be the best person you can be and bring that to the table every day as a trader. Every day. Okay? All you need to do is one simple shift. And it's, you need to go from wanting to change your life to deciding to change your life. And even one step further from deciding, you got to take frickin' action and do it. And don't let anything or anybody stop you. Okay? You have to go after this and not let anything stop you. And you have to get that mindset that you deserve it, you got to make it happen, and you're going to do whatever it takes to be a success. Okay? I very, very rarely talk about trading with anybody. Family, friends, anybody. Because 9 times out of 10, it's all negative. And you know what? They don't have a freaking clue what I do. So why am I even wasting my time? I don't need their negativity. Okay? I try to stay as positive as I can. Because the more positivity I bring to the market, it's funny, the more gratitude I have in my life, the more I share with other people, the more I help out, you know, the homeless, you know, the more the universe will give you. You have to be thankful for what you have. If you're not full of gratitude, you are not going to be a successful person. Wanting can be done sitting on a couch. Okay? Simple, with a bong in your hand and a travel magazine on your lap. Deciding means jumping in all the way. Deciding, doing whatever it takes, and going after your dreams with the tenacity of a dateless cheerleader a week before prom night. You guys got to want this, and you got to do the work, and you can't let anybody or anything stop you. But it is a mental mindset. It's a mental mind shift. You have to shift the way you think. Okay? You have to. And unfortunately, it's a lot of subconscious stuff that we don't have really control over, because we think that we control our minds, but it's really our subconscious mind is what controls us. Okay? And again, if you want to live a life you never lived, you got to do the things you've never done. Okay? And you have to do it. What do you have to lose? If you read these books that I'm recommending, and you decide it's a bunch of crap, you can go back to your life and you're going to be the same person you are right now. But if you put your disbeliefs aside, roll up your sleeves, take some risks, and totally commit and go for it, you'll wake up one day and realize you're living the kind of life that you used to be jealous of. Okay? You are a victim of the rules that you live by. Keep that in mind. Okay? And then I'm going to leave you with a couple things from going back to the playbook. Just give me 1 second here. There was just one more thing I wanted to say in this book before I put it aside for now. So just sit tight. I can't find it right now, but I'm going to read this one anyway because I like this as well. Because in order to be trading, you guys need to be in the present with no baggage, not worrying about the future. So I kind of like this saying. If you were depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. If you are at peace, you're living in the present. So if you guys can't put on a trade and be totally emotionally about it and be totally chill, like, that's what you need to be. Okay, I'm in a trade. This is what I do. It met my criteria. I'm not panicking over every wick. I'm not worried about the past. I'm not worried about the future. Right now, I'm worried about my trade. I'm in the present moment. I got my risk predefined. I'm going to see where this trade is going to take me. And that's where you need to be, in the present. You can't worry about, oh, this last one got me, so I got to be careful with this one and make sure the same thing's not going to happen. Bullshit, man. It's a different stock. It's a different instrument. They trade differently. Don't change your trading style because of what happened the trade before. Every trade is unique. Okay? So I'm going to read a couple more stuff. I'm going to be jumping all over the place, but again, this is from the playbook. If you haven't read it, I suggest that you do, and you'll understand doing a proper chart review, how important it is. And yes, I went over this several times, but again, this is for the newer traders. Okay? And there's also a new book out that I'm going to try and pick up this weekend by Mike Bellafiore. I'll let you know how that one goes. So, as far as passion, you guys know that I, without a doubt, want traders with passion. You don't have passion, you're not going to make it. All right? We are in the most difficult business there is. All right? We're getting our asses beat down every day. We struggle, we fight to make our money. And you know we're up against the best of the best, plus the fastest computers and the fastest programmers. It's tough what we do. You don't have passion to get up and do it again the next day, you're not going to make it. But this is what I like. A simple paragraph. Most important is the fiery passion of trading that pushes a trader to get out of bed at the break of dawn. It's not the love of betting or the thirst for money. It's the hunger of learning new trading setups, taking in and comprehending enormous amounts of information the market provides, putting on trades and taking calculated risks, and enjoying the camaraderie of other traders. Okay, that is what the room is about. Learning new setups, learning how to trade, having passion, having the hunger, looking for the setups, and taking the calculated risks. Calculated risks, not anticipation, not guessing, not trading because you're bored. Okay, that's how you are going to lose your money. Okay, so another one I like, trading is not the place to show up and then attempt to work out your significant psychological issues. You cannot bring your personal issues into trading. Okay, trading is not occupation for you to work on your psychological demons. We all have psychological weaknesses that will hold us back as traders, some more than others. But if as traders we have psychological issues that are consuming our thoughts, we need to take a time out. The family issue first requires your attention before trading should resume if you have a family issue. You should not come to this show, meaning you should not come to trade before sorting out your psychological baggage. You can't trade well with this mindset. Okay? And then the last paragraph, and then I really think I'm going to cover the psychology for the whole hour next week. So I think we're ready for it. So, we're talking about this Trader Max, okay? So first I started out trading like all beginners traders. I did a couple books, listened to webinars, joined the Fugu chat room, tweaked my trading software to find out the ultimate indicators. After a period of time, intellectually, I knew there was no magic formula or best indicator or ultimate trading system. And I learned the proper actions I should take. I could even teach others what a good trader looked like. However, the biggest obstacle for me was I couldn't walk my talk. I don't know why, I just couldn't do the right thing. I got stuck in that situation for about 10 months. To find out the solution, I started to learn stuff in psychology. Okay, and this book that we'll talk about, The Disciplined Trader, highly recommended by Mark Douglas. It's free PDF. Read it many, many years ago. Eric C. brought it back to the room's attention. I still read it pretty much every other week right now. So I started to learn stuff in psychology. I realized that it might have something to do with my mindset. I read the famous book by Mark Douglas, The Disciplined Trader. Okay, and he also has another one called Trading in the Zone that I was referring to, but could not digest it well. It didn't feel right for me. However, I found the inspiration of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Nothing to do with trading, guys, but another book that helped a trader overcome his psychological problems. Name of the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It told me that our reality actually depends on our perception of the real world. It's a personalized interpretation. I sat down and reviewed my trading and found it pretty ugly. A frightened, lonely rookie soldier was thrown into a battlefield with only a knife in hand. And that's what we do every day, guys, if you think about it or not. This is also the image the mass media or lots of trading books paint for us, a dangerous, scary, bloody war zone. After I realized that, I decided to play with it. I changed the perception of market from a battlefield into an ocean. I changed my self-image from a rookie soldier to a fisherman. Notice the mindset here, guys, the shift of the mind. To the fisherman, the ocean is a place he respects, but also a huge resource he can use. Certainly he knows the ocean is dangerous, so he prepares each trip carefully. That's why we do our chart reviews and we do our scans. But he loves the ocean. He knows what to do when the storm comes. Cut your losses, guys. That's what he means. He also knows what to do when the fish come. Let your trades ride, guys. That's what he's talking about. From then on, trading became an interesting, challenging, and fun game for them. I told the fisherman story to myself every morning for about 2 months, till I truly believed I was a fisherman. The simple change removed 60% of my fear while watching the market. Okay, so it goes on, but I'm going to leave it there because there's a little saying that we have in our room that unfortunately we did not originate, but I love it. And I think EC says it a lot, and I've seen it around. It's, you take a man to fish for a day, he'll eat for a day. Show a man how to fish, and he'll eat for life. Something like that. That's what that's talking about, guys. And that's what my room's about. I'm trying to teach you guys how to fish on your own so you can feed yourself. Okay? So, at this point, I really think the trading methods are down. I think a lot of you are stopped taking the unnecessary trades that just aren't there. You need to be taking the trades that I call. And if you're bored, sit on your hands or go for a walk. Don't take the trades that aren't there. And don't take the trades that aren't moving or aren't in play. And if you want to PM me and ask me, hey, what do you think about this? Just put it out there because we're all here to help each other. Every single one of us are here to help each other. Okay? So I'm going to continue to focus on points. I want my moderators to focus on points. I want to keep the chatter down to stocks and why, if, and when only, as far as our stops, our entries, and if needed, why we did what we did. And just keep on growing and keep on learning and keep on getting greener and greener and greener. So again, next week it's going to be about more emotional stuff because we have the methods down. 714 has been freaking on fire, man. He's been killing it. EjoCam, Eric C had an awesome run. I think Fed's doing good. I think anyway. Trying to think who else came in here with some damage. I think Jess has been making some great calls. Anyway, we picked up 2 new members. Hopefully they can make the transition. And you guys know my phone number. You know my email. I'm here for you. And whatever I need to do to help you, you let me know. On that note, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go watch the Giants kick some ass, hopefully. And you guys have a great week, and I'm looking forward to having one myself. Thank you, guys. Ohana.